Now it's time for Movie Friends with your hosts Michelle and Seth. We're talking film without pretension. We're finding cats that are unexpected. We'll watch a movie, film, or schmovie, and we want you to join our journey. So subscribe and share this podcast, or this might just be the last of the Movie Friends. We're movie friends. We want to be your movie friends.
Hey, welcome to Movie Friends. I'm here with my friend Michelle Rubenstein, whose friendship is more valuable than this life.
And I'm here with my friend Seth Vargas, who says not to call him Sir, just Seth.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it when a kid calls me sir, though.
It's kind of charming when kids do that.
If you're 11, 10 to 13, call me sir.
And then after,
14, call me Seth.
well, now everybody knows. Stored it. Noted. Good.
Do you like ma'am ever?
No. But I will use it in a snarky way, like ma'am.
Right.
Never to someone's face. Just.
But not for you.
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the last time it was called ma'am.
Is it miss? Do they call you miss?
Sometimes kids will call me miss.
Oh, miss, you dropped your pocketbook.
I mean, when I'm around those British kids.
Was that British? I was going for like a city voice.
What, Seth? Come on.
Oh, miss.
You dropped your pocketbook. What city?
I don't know.
London?
I guess London. I guess.
Okay.
Well, hey, what's going on? What are we doing this week? Anything? Nothing?
Well, it's a calmer week than last week. I'll say that for sure.
Yes. Yeah. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, it's weird to take a breath, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about something. And for our listeners.
Please. You're
a fidgeter.
Yes, a million times.
Are you aware that you fidget?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually will. It's like, okay, it's time to fidget kind of a thing.
Wow. Are you a fidgeter who makes noise?
You would have to tell me that.
You just answered my question.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So Seth and I attended the Stony Brook Film Festival last week. We went many nights. And it's just very interesting being in an audience with people who fidget and the different ways they fidget, whether it's like stomping a foot or it's playing with their nails, flicking their nails, or it's playing with their badge, and experienced a lot of it last week. And I just kept thinking, like, are the fidgeters aware that they're making noise?
Right.
And a follow-up, what can we give the fidgeters in an audience?
Right.
So it's quiet.
So I can show you what I use for a fidgeter. I used to have a coin here. I don't know if you remember. I used to have a little wooden eggplant.
Oh, I remember. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in the last few months, I've been using this, which is the top of a microphone stand.
But you're not bringing that to the theater.
No. When I'm in the movie theater, I'm like engaged. This is just like me sitting here.
No, my
like
question is, what do we give the movie theater goer, the concert attender? I guess concert's not really a big deal because it's so loud.
Popcorn. You got your popcorn. You got your cup. I mean, that's burrow your little fingies into the popcorn.
We got to do something. I told Seth this story that I was by myself one of the nights and a guy was stomping his foot so loudly I had to get up and move my seat. And I also was trying to like drown out the sound by holding in my ears, and I hurt my ears. And then I moved up like 4 flights and I just picture like hitting him in the head with a flip-flop. It was bad. I'm like, wow, do you know you're stomping your foot?
Yeah. Okay, now I've got a shoe question for you.
Sure.
You said flip-flop.
Yeah.
What is a flip-flop to you?
To me, it's like the Old Navy $3 flip-flop. That's what I was picturing when I was beating this guy in the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've heard people talk about flip-flops, and they ain't talking about flip-flops. They're talking about all degree of sandals.
No. Flip-flop is very specific. It's like the thong.
It makes the flip-flop.
Right. you can bend them,
Yeah. It's just a little bit of foam.
Yep.
A single piece of plastic.
Right.
End of story.
And the thong kind of for your big toe to separate from the rest of the bunch.
Will you believe me if I tell you that I have never worn those?
I believe you.
Never.
I believe you. I think anything you tell me about shoes or feet, I will believe you, because I know you don't like feet.
Yeah.
You don't like your feet exposed.
Never.
You judged you don't like mules. Remember we had a whole discussion about that?
I did, yeah.
So I would just love people to weigh in. Like, if you make noise while fidgeting in a theater, are you aware of it? I guess you're not aware of it.
I don't think, I think if you're a loud fidgeter, you're the type of person who's not aware of a lot of things that you're doing.
It's really a me problem. It's a me problem.
So, but like for you, like, am I a loud fidgeter?
You're not.
Because I'm moving like crazy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But I would feel comfortable if you were stomping your foot. I would have tapped you and be like, Seth.
Well, sure.
You need to. And when we were in your car, remember the Coke bottle was rattling, and then
yes.
And I couldn't stand it, so I just held it.
Yes. Right.
So fun having me around, let me tell you.
Anyway.
Hey,
we got some emails.
Email.
First email subject line is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Hey, you two.
Oh, hi.
Just wanted to say thanks for Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I helped a guy who was in the crowd at the end, and he had some fun stories about how everyone was having a blast on set.
What?
I know, right? I know. It also has a theme song that was off-sun in my house when growing up. My parents also took me to see it as an infant at the drive-in. Don't know what the second feature was, but I'm told... Are you holding on to your hats? It was my first movie.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for your show. And this is from the Big Meanie, a.k.a. Phil.
Wow, Phil.
Phil, what does help a guy mean?
That was going to be my follow-up question to that. Yeah. And can you share the stories? What are the stories?
Yeah. We won't read it on air if you don't want, but can you imagine Attack of the Killer Tomatoes being your first movie?
Amazing.
It's great, right?
So great.
Second email, subject line is Troll 2.
Okay. Now the people are speaking up.
Email says, is Grandpa Seth the second worst movie grandpa after Grandpa Joe?
Grandpa Joe is terrible.
Grandpa Joe, I think he still is number one.
Yeah, he is.
And then Grandpa Seth, we commented a lot on like just why magical Grandpa Seth is employing Joshua to do his dirty work.
Right.
So I'll say yes.
Yeah, for now. That's good.
I'm starting a movie night at my friend's event space, and this is my first choice.
Wow.
And please let us know if and when that happens.
Yeah, seriously. I want to go to that.
I need a Garfield Libra shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The popcorn scene is incredible. Corn cob acting, laughing emojis. Listening to you describing the eating of the cob was possibly the grossest thing you guys have ever talked about on the show, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, gosh.
I want to drink Nilbog milk. P.S. I still haven't seen the doc. That's crazy. Anyone who has seen Troll 2 and has not seen Best Worst Movie, please go and watch it immediately.
Yeah.
P.S.S. This is a long email that I cut in half. So I'm curious what didn't make it in. I could talk about this for hours. P.S.S.S. Ernest was huge in the Vargas household. And that email's from Ben.
Thank you, Ben. Wow, this email was cut in half. Do you think it was just a bunch of PSs?
It's possible. You never know. You never know. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Phil. Hey, if you want to be like Ben and Phil, send us an email. moviefriendspodcast@gmail.com.
The 1990s. My very favorite decade, especially for music. This is Dope Nostalgia, and I'm your host, Naomi Carmack. And every week, we revisit the era that brought us Hammer Pants, Crystal Pepsi, Pogs, Hypercolor, Pokemon, and some of the greatest songs of all time. On Dope Nostalgia, not only do I have episodes where I talk about the big artists of the 90s with friends, but sometimes those big artists come on the show. Past guests include Naughty by Nature, George Lamond, Alana Miles, Color Me Bad, Biff Naked, Ed the Sock, Shakespeare's Sister, Two Unlimited, The Funky Bunch, Technotronic, Rosala, Tara Kemp, Mr. Big, Honeymoon Suite, Right Said Fred, and so many more. Dope Nostalgia, a podcast made for 90s kids like me. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Podbean, Stitcher, and wherever podcasts are served.
Okay, hey, look. Wow, it's August. We are launching into India August. 4 movies, all from the nation of India. Kicking it off with RRR. But before we do that, we are going to write down a guess. Each episode, we try to guess, but the other host is going to rate the film. And then if we get it right, we get to add a pickle to our pickle tally. You know, each week we say like, oh, I feel confident. I don't feel confident. I feel so confident, but I also feel like I could give like another 8 different combinations and I would feel confident in each one of those 2. Does that make sense?
It sure does. It sure does. I'm locked in, though.
I'm also locked in. We are talking about RRR, directed by S.S. Rajamouli, written by Sai Madhav Bura and S.S. Rajamouli, cinematography by K.K. Snethil Kumar, composed by M.M. Kiravani, edited by Srikar Prasad, costume design by Rama Rajamouli. Starring Ram Charan, N.T. Rama Rao Jr., Ray Stevenson, Ali Bhatt, and Olivia Morris. Michelle, you wanna, I don't know, blow some stuff up and read us our summary?
India, the 1920s. Beehm is the mighty guardian of the Gond tribe, coming to the big city to rescue a girl that has been enslaved. Raju is a cop working as a double agent. His mission is to find Beehm, while he secretly works to arm his tribe against the colonists. What follows is an epic story of friendship, betrayal, tigers, dancing, love, hate, and revenge. Beehm and Raju will stop at nothing to save one another and their home as they rise, roar, and revolt.
We have talked about doing Indian movies. I remember you and I had a meeting at my parents' dinner table, and it was kind of like the last prep meeting before launching the show. We talked about different things we wanted to do. One of them, which I believe you brought, was bad movies. And one of them that I brought was India, movies from India. And we are doing them now back to back.
Wow.
3 years later.
Amazing. I love that. That's great. Good memory. I remember sitting at your parents' table and obviously planning our show, but the specifics of topics I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, we both threw out different themes, movies we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And those 2 were 2 that for some reason we just kept putting off. And
yeah.
You have not seen RRR before. If possible, can you describe for us watching it, how you felt about it?
Well, I want to start off by saying that I saw my first film from India just last week.
Yes.
At the Stony Brook Film Festival, which was the Umesh Chronicles, directed by Pooja Kaul. And so that was like really my introductory to this whole genre that we're going to be talking about this month. And right after, and I told Seth this story, but I started talking to this guy whose name is Harbinder Singh, who's a filmmaker. And we talked about the films that he was working on, films from India, how Bollywood is very much different than, that's just like one subgenre of South Asian films. And then he was telling me how he's working on putting together a South Asian film festival here on Long Island. And so it's like the universe was setting me up for this month.
Yeah.
Like truly, it's like the stars aligned. This was on a Thursday, have that conversation. And then Friday, I go into RRR. Last week, Seth tells us, you and me, audience, that we're going to be covering RRR and that this movie's over 3 hours long. And you all know how I feel. I'm sure you could imagine my face. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then I was like, this is an action war movie. Are you kidding? And Seth was like, no. It's okay. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
And I love when I'm wrong. I absolutely love it. I feel like I had a movie-gasm watching this. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
I was so engaged. I could have watched 6 hours of this.
Yeah.
I have never, ever, ever experienced a movie like this before, and the feeling I felt from watching this. But I also want to preface that by saying, like, maybe I just haven't seen a lot. Maybe there are more movies that are like this. And so this is just like my introductory to this type of movie. Although I don't know. I think this is probably a special one. I was completely immersed and engaged for 2 hours straight. And then I started to get a little sleepy and I didn't want to miss anything. But yeah, for 2 hours. I mean, phone who? Except to text you. Wow.
So you didn't split it up like act 1, act 2. You tried to plow through.
And I wouldn't
Wow.
even call it trying to plow through. This was like, I love this so much. I don't want to stop watching, but also I don't want to drift off and miss anything.
Right. That would be worse.
And so Ant watched the final hour with me, and he was like, whoa. I'm like, I know. And then I went back and showed him like the major parts that he missed.
Yeah.
I was like, you have got to see that. I was like, you do not understand.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is great. And so I have been talking about RRR since I've watched it. I've tried to come up like, how do you rate this? I've been telling
Michelle
people
sent
about
me,
it. Oh
can I cut in here?
You can. I'm sorry.
Michelle sent me a little, I wouldn't call it a doodle, like a product launch schematic of sorts. And
Did you make out what it was?
I got the gist of it. But yeah, it was like how to rate this movie and what the movie is.
Pretty much it was RRR in the sky. And then it was 3 people bowing and their shirts say movie schmovie film.
Sure. Yeah. You know what? I thought I got it, but now maybe I didn't. But anyway.
Yeah.
So this was a good experience.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about RRR as well. I've been thinking about Indian cinema, right? As somebody who loves movies and who has seen more movies than anyone ever should in their lifetime, I always think that the path of like humility is best, right? Like we shouldn't be like, oh my God, well, I've seen all these movies and so I know a lot more than you. Because as soon as you think you have a grasp on movies, you'll see something and it's like you're seeing a movie for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah. Heading into India month, I was so stressed about how to curate this month because what can you possibly do? How can we possibly summarize an entire country with an extremely vibrant film industry, by the way? There are some countries around the world who only make a handful of films a year. Much easier to, get a handle on that. India, no. Massive film industry, beloved around the world, produce hundreds of films a year, and a lot of them are 3 or 4 hours long. So, even harder to kind of wrap your head around. So I've been thinking about this kind of challenge, and I've been thinking about life as a whole, and how no one will ever experience like the fullness of life. But when you try things, instead of just like sticking to, the same restaurant that you've always eaten at and the same place that you've always lived and the same people that look like you, when you try things, you can find like, okay, I won't be able to experience everything in life, but I'm going to enjoy the things that I get to experience, right? And like movie watching, I think, is a real small microcosm of that. So for you now, like you've been watching movies for 2.5 years with me, and now you watch RRR and it's like, oh my God, like this is what I want to watch.
It's like, oh, it was all worth it.
Right.
I had to go through all that nonsense to get to this, to reach this, to find this. I was like, oh my gosh, like That's why it's hard to put into words because this movie does so much and it does it so well for me, right? I don't want to speak generally. And it hit on so many things where I was like, "Oh, this if all if all movies were like this, I would be Seth."
That's really funny. Well, I can tell you, like, I don't see all movies like this, but having had this experience, that's why you keep watching movies, because you're trying to find
It's like
the
a high,
stuff.
right? You're chasing a high
Yes, yes.
now.
And I mean,
Yeah.
you know, like when you watch River Beast and you're like, what is
Yes.
happening? I need to see something like this again, or RRR, or any of the other great movies, you know,
Sure.
that we've covered.
And
That
that is all true because I think of like Troll 2, love that so much. And you think about things like you've never seen before, Peanut Butter Solution, but still it all is on this like, okay, level.
yeah.
This is in its own galaxy category for me. It yeah. This became one of my favorite movies.
Wow.
Like I need to take someone down to put you up and I don't
Right.
want to dethrone any of my top 5, you know.
Right. Right. It's like Back to the Future. Who?
Well, maybe.
Oh my
No, no,
gosh!
no, no.
Wow.
No, 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 no. No.
So this movie came out, huge reception in the West compared to other Indian movies. Now, we should say, I want to say this at the beginning. Michelle and I are not Indian. We're not of Indian descent. We are not like in tune with Indian culture, Indian history. There is a lot of stuff that we are just not aware of. Also, one thing over the course of the month, you'll hear us saying Indian cinema instead of Bollywood and Tollywood. Those are fine. And like, it's not like you can't use those terms or anything, but we're just going to use the blanket term Indian cinema. And if we mispronounce any names, we apologize. We're going to take the movies as they are and try to understand them, but we can't. We just can't.
I know.
I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not even gonna try. Like, I'm trying, man, but we can't pop into someone's world
Right.
for 3 hours and be like, oh, I definitely understand the caste system now.
Right.
Oh, I definitely understand the Hindu versus Muslim tensions and history. I understand all that. Like, I almost feel like it's worse or like more stupid of us to think that we grasp those things.
Yeah, no.
Through watching a few movies than not. So
Agreed.
But what I will say, and I mean this extremely earnestly, if anyone out there does know and is interested in helping us understand some of this stuff, send us an email, moviefriendspodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear people from India, people who are descendants of Indian immigrants, and you've grown up watching Indian cinema. Please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. Okay, having said all that, RRR has this huge reception here in the West. People are losing their minds over it. Full theaters, people getting up and dancing, going nuts. It's got all of this like push to win Best Picture at the Oscars and all this stuff. And so for a lot of people, this is kind of their like introduction to Indian movies. From the few dozen that I have seen, I can say that like this is a really great movie, but this is kind of like if someone was like, so if someone was like, oh, I'm going to make a series on American films, and you started off with like Avatar, The Way of Water, and it was like, this is the biggest movie of all time. And then you hope that the people like trickle their way down to like Pariah and Moonlight, right? For us, we're going to watch these movies. We're going to have a good time. We hope that you watch these movies with us. But my hope for the people listening, and my hope for you, Michelle, is that if you find this stuff interesting, keep watching more.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I said because that's how I was feeling too. Like I don't want this to be like just because I've seen this is now it. And just like
Right.
you just described of giving that example of like, oh, Avatar would be the example of American cinema. Like, I don't want it to be that way. And for the rest of this month, like, I'm not going to be like, well, that wasn't RRR. It's like, yeah, no kidding, it wasn't.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like, I won't have that
Right.
going into every movie.
But also on that note, that is kind of the path that we're taking, because I was really struggling. Like I said, like, what do we do? Do we do one director? Do we do Indian cinema from the 70s? I kicked that idea around, and I decided we're doing the hits. We're doing the big ones. So if there was like an IMDb list of the top 10 most popular Indian movies, the 4 that we're doing are probably going to be on there.
Top 4, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Again, with the understanding of watch this stuff, see that it's great, and then watch more. Okay, so now that all of that is out of the way, this movie rules, right?
Oh God, it's so good.
Did you cry?
I cried. I laughed. I like hid. Like Anthony a couple of times had to like look away.
Wow. When?
The whipping.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Wow, friendship, man. Friendship.
Yes, it's great, right?
It's so great. Like the human emotion level of it is just really good. It's really good. And the story is really good too.
Yeah. The first time I saw this, I didn't know who people were. I was confused. I kept waiting for one person to come back. I was like, who's this guy? And not realizing that he was in the movie. I didn't pick up on the connection that Raju, as a kid, had a brother who also ate with his left hand, who died. And then when he meets Beehm later on in life, that's why he has this like immediate connection to him.
Yeah, you told me that you're like, if you watch this and you're a little confused of who's who, and I'm like watching, I'm like, no, I'm following.
I didn't follow it at all. It was kind of like what we've been saying about like the So Good It's Bad movies that we just covered, where they're just so overwhelming.
Yeah.
That it's hard to keep track of who is who. And that was, for me, the first time watching this. I was just like total, like you said, you're just like totally overwhelmed. All of your senses are overwhelmed and you're laughing and you're crying. And so I watched this 2.5 times and watched the Netflix documentary on this. And I would highly recommend, if you like this movie, the doc is an hour and a half. It's mostly just production stuff, but they're able to spin it into a nice story.
It's really good.
Yeah, all of the stuff with the composer, M.M. Kirvani, is like so heartwarming and touching. Like, I was crying just from watching that. Highly recommend that you watch it. But anyway, I was lost. Like, I was so I feel like I have a much better grasp on all of the intricacies and how funny it is that these two guys are like literally looking for each other.
I know.
One because one is trying to find the other, and the other because they're trying to hide from the other. Meanwhile, they're hanging out the whole time. They're sold as these like supermen, but they're also very they just like each other so much that they can't see who the other person is.
I mean, it's very funny. At one point, Raju has a sketch of Beehm's face, and he's going.
No, it's not Beehm.
It's not. Is it who? I thought it was Beehm.
It's the guy who
his brother.
The guy who, when he goes to the like revolutionary meeting, and he's like, "Let's kill Officer Scott."
Oh,
that guy who comes up to him, and then runs away. He gets away from Raju.
See, like here I am.
It's a little, yeah. And so Raju knows that guy knows where Beehm is.
Isn't that Beehm's brother?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like literal brother,
okay,
or if they're in a brotherhood of guardians,
right? And
you know,
this is the guy who releases the poisonous snake.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that clears it up, because I'm like, I was laughing at this.
But he's looking for him.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And he's like, "What's that?" He's like, it's a sketch of the guy." He's like, "Why didn't you show it to me?"
Right. Yes.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I will. And then it flies out of his hand into a puddle. It's so stupid.
It's so silly.
So normally we go through characters. So I want to talk about Beehm. I want to talk about Raju. But then I was thinking maybe for this one we should talk about scenes.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. So Beehm,
Mm-hmm.
guardian of the Gone tribe. A girl is enslaved, taken. It's what kicks off the whole thing. It's what ends the whole thing. And so Beehm traps a bunch of wild animals and brings them into the city to use for who knows what. Because he doesn't know that she's at the palace.
Right.
It's not until Jenny says, oh yeah, we've got a little girl. Like, they're looking all over the city for her. So he's just got like tigers and stuff hanging like on call.
Were you amused when he's carrying a lot of meat and Raju's like, oh, he says to his uncle, like, hey, you think he has enough? And he's like, haha,
Yes.
yeah. And then he's like feeding his animals.
Yes,
Like,
yes. It's very funny. Yes.
talk about right under your nose. My gosh.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about Beehm?
I love Beehm. The whole, it's like, how do you sum up Beehm? You can't. But if we're going to talk about scenes, the scene with the tiger.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole sequence is extremely intense. And also, what took me by surprise, or just, I was like, what am I getting myself into? Because at the start of the film, there's this disclaimer that, like, no
Yeah,
animals were harmed. These are all CGI. And it, like, lists every single animal possible. It's almost like Noah's Ark.
right. Yeah, snakes, birds,
oxen,
cats, dogs.
deer,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, wait, what am I about to
Uh-huh.
watch, right? So
Mhm.
I appreciated that. But, like, it's so intense, but really it's showing Beehm is really one with nature, even though he does have to use the tiger.
Mhm.
And when he does defeat the tiger and he, becomes very intimate with the tiger and kind of puts foreheads touching, and I very much liked that.
It's great that on that disclaimer, the movie starts with 2 disclaimers.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. 2 disclaimers. Yes.
One is, hey, look, this is a work of historical fiction. We're not trying to depict any one tribe or people group. We don't mean any offense. It's very long. It's very detailed. Then it goes into, hey, just so you know, none of the animals that you're about to see are real. And I like that they put that at the beginning and not the end.
Me too.
Because then for the whole movie, you can be like, you're not sitting there wondering like, oh my God, did they just
because I would have
over,
been. I would have
right,
been. I'm like,
right.
wow, like obviously some of it looks, it's like good CGI, but then some of it you could be like, oh, did they actually use a tiger for like that one scene? Is that necessary? Right. So I'm so glad I was told that right off the bat.
And what I love about those 2 disclaimers, and one of the reasons why I love this movie so much, is that they go to all this trouble to be like, we don't want to offend anyone who's Indian. And also, we didn't hurt any animals. And then they proceed to murder in the most vicious and brutal ways every English person on screen, and also show them all, except for Jenny, to be like the most evil, horrible people. And like without holding any punches, to the point where Scott's wife at the end dies and she's like wrapped in barbed wire and blood is like dripping down her hand onto his face.
Yep.
It is amazing.
It's amazing. It's gruesomely amazing.
It's pretty. They don't pull any punches, and it's like you can't watch this movie and not be like, wow, this is incredibly like anti-crown, anti-British. I mean, the final image that we see of any of the colonizers is the blood of Scott spray on a picture of the crown that says, I wrote it down, the sun never sets on the British Empire. And it's like Rajamouli and the filmmakers like, oh yeah, well, it did, and this is how it happened too. Pretty funny that they don't include any English people in their 2 disclaimers. But yeah, Beehm rules. He's so cool. In the doc, the actor who plays Beehm, N.T. Rama Rao Jr., talks about how they said they didn't want him to be super cut.
Yeah.
They wanted him to be a more natural kind of strong. He has some of the best parts of the movie, I think. Like you said, like the public flogging scene is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But then his song that he sings throughout it is amazing.
Yeah.
And then his one day date with Jenny, very funny.
Like, he's so cool up until what do I do with girls? And so Raju's like, talk about such a good sidekick partner in crime to get you there. It's great.
Yep. That's a good question. Did you feel like this is a sidekick, or are they two equals?
No, I felt like they were two equals, but what I meant is, like, there are times in a relationship or a friendship where the person can assist you in something maybe you need help in. And in that moment, it feels like they're your sidekick, or I want to say best man, but that's not the right
wingman.
Wingman. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Wingman. Yeah. He's a really good wingman.
Yeah. Yeah. So the movie is showing these two people as water and fire. I love the song that will kick in that's like, wow, this is an unforeseen set of circumstances. Will this friendship end in betrayal and blood? It is not known yet. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so dramatic and it's so like maximalist. And that's what I love about this movie is it's not just like boom, 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 explosions, explosions. It's also like, hey, what if we presented like non-romantic love between two men as like the most powerful force on planet Earth?
Yeah.
And that's just as big as the explosions and the tigers
and also just the way it's all put together. There's so much slow-mo where there's so much detail. We're taking time on, like, if a gun is shot, we're following the bullet, right? Same thing with the bow and arrow. And so you're just constantly stimulated in the best way, because we have talked about some action movies on this show, and you have asked me, what did you think of this explosion? And I'm like, I don't know. I checked out.
Right.
After a while, it's just like explosion, explosion, explosion.
Right. Yes.
My eyes glaze over. I don't care. I'm not paying attention. Yeah. This is so, because of the way we're putting this sequence together, it's art.
Yeah. I was wondering if this movie runs out of steam or if you just run out of steam watching it.
Well, you know I said I would keep going for 3 hours, so don't ask me that question.
Because a lot of times when I hear different parts of the movie talked about, a lot of it is in the first act.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that it kind of stays just as good for the most part. I mean, one of my favorite moments is when they become one body.
Oh my gosh.
And it's the piggyback ride.
Yeah, the double human. Double human, yeah.
There is a moment when Raju is shooting the rifles and then he puts them down and Beehm reloads quickly and then they just keep running.
Oh my gosh. How about when they climb the tower?
They climb the tower.
And then they flip? Yep. What? What?
All is one. And this movie is so stupid and absurd because when they meet, they're like half a mile apart. And all they do is like raise their hand to each other and then kind of like point and then they know exactly what to do.
And then they like cross their hands in front of their chest, their arms, and then they're like, got it.
And then they get to the top of the bridge. They kind of do another, like Raju's like, you go that way, I go this way. Beam's like, okay, ties the rope around him. And they pull off this like insane death-defying stunt to save a little kid in the nick of time without ever having said a word to each other.
Amazing.
So it's like their superpower is like communication and understanding, which makes it even funnier that they don't know who the other person is for most of the movie.
Yeah, but it's so much deeper than that because their souls are connecting. Their inner chatter is together.
Right.
Completely, like they are soul mates.
So back on Beehm, how'd you feel about the Jenny stuff?
It was fine. I mean, it was fine. Was it my favorite part? No, but my favorite part was Raju helping him. I think Jenny was nice. She wasn't like the rest of them. I love that she was very into Beehm. That love story, like, to me, the love story is these 2 guys, the friendship.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I'm
it's like
happy Raju has Sita too, but again, it's the friendship of the guys for me.
right. It's funny because both Jenny and Sita both help them in similar ways.
Yeah.
You know, she gets the great scene towards the end where she pretends that there's smallpox, and then Jenny is giving like secret information to Beehm later on in the movie. And I like the Jenny stuff. I think that there's room in the movie for, you know, a love story.
Yeah.
We should also say that Beehm and Raju are based on 2 very real people. And so for an American watching this, it would be like if Hamilton wasn't about the actual events of the Revolutionary War, and it was about how Alexander Hamilton and George Washington like went off and killed a bunch of British people that, you know, and like no one ever knew about it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, having Beehm like have a romance with a British person, I don't know how that plays for an Indian crowd.
Right.
But I thought it was good. It helps bring us to one of the best scenes in the movie, which is the Natu Natu dance.
When you open this movie on Netflix, this scene starts playing, and I texted Seth a video of it, and I said, "Is this right? Is this the right movie?" And Seth was like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, it is." Because again, it's like labeled as a war.
Historical war epic drama.
Right. And so that's the scene that plays, and you're like, wait a minute, is this right? It's very much right.
Beehm is kind of knocked down by this evil British dude.
Yeah.
And Raju comes in and he's like, "Hey man, I know that you know all these dances, but do you know this one? You're watching this. It's exciting and lighthearted, and then we get to this sequence. What do you think?"
I'm just like, I'm like, is this real? Are they, well, I was like, are they actually dancing? I'm like, so you have
Yeah.
these 2 actors who are extremely talented. We're doing stunts.
Yeah.
We are, now we're dancing. I was like, are they actually dancing? And they are actually dancing. And so much
Mhm.
so that they are so in sync. And if you watch the documentary, when they were talking about this scene, they talk about how this was one of the most difficult scenes to shoot. And I love that he says, he's like, dancing, no problem. I got this. And I'm like, just because you can act doesn't mean you can dance. Just because you can
Right.
do action just means you could do stunts, right? He's like, no
Right.
problem. And then he was like, no, actually, the dancing was the hardest because they had to be as they were one person, essentially.
Right.
And so any, limb that was out of line, they had to redo the whole thing. It's amazing. The whole time I have my hands on my face. I'm like, what am I watching?
Right. It's incredible. And then what I like about it is that like everyone joins in. So
Yeah.
it's not just like we've seen like dance fighting
Right.
before.
Dance
you know what I mean?
offs.
Like, oh, it's like a dance off. And this is kind of a dance off, but it's also them like, yeah, hey, everybody, come up and do this dance with us. Where the British people, their position was, you can't dance with us.
Yep.
You don't know these dances. Their position is like, everybody should do this dance and we'll show you how to do it. And they're like smiling and
Everybody's having a good time.
And this scene is a great depiction of like the great white fear that white women will be romantic partners with dark-skinned men, and it's like represented here so well. Kudos to Rajamouli for pulling off like so much is communicated in how the crowd is moving.
Yeah.
The dude coming over to the women and being like, "This is obscene." It like I say that kind of jestingly, but it's true. It's done really well. Like a lot is communicated through the dance.
Yeah.
Bad British guy is the last one standing, and then he collapses. And this is maybe my favorite part of the movie, when the 2 of them realize that they are the last 2, and now they have to dance off with each other. They get this. it's the craziest look in both of their eyes. I can't really explain it. It's like it's both like joy and determination and anger and like competition it's so much emotion in like a split second.
It's so good though, because then Raju takes one for the team.
Yeah.
He notices that everybody's rooting for him except
Yep.
for Jenny wants Beehm to win. And so he lets Beehm win. I was like, oh my goodness, this bromance right now.
Yes, it's great.
I love it so much.
Okay, so on to Raju. I do feel like his main storyline is more interesting because he has the whole like Beehm. Yeah, Beehm. He's kind of undercover in the city because he doesn't want to get caught. But Raju is like undercover.
Yeah.
His story is that his father was a revolutionary. He trained his village to learn how to fight back, but they didn't have any guns. And so Raju shoots his dad strapped with dynamite to like kill a bunch of Brits, but first promises that he will like spend his life getting them weapons.
Right.
So it's very intense. And this reveal kind of happens slowly, like over the course of the movie, where when it starts out, you just see this Indian dude who's like savagely beating up a crowd of like 1,000 men. And you're like, huh, why is he?
Right. Like
This
you're
seems
working for
odd.
the British.
Right.
And you're beating up your own people, of what it seems. That scene when we first meet him and he's sent out into the crowd shot when he's essentially under everyone, and the way they shot that was very well done.
Yeah.
I felt very claustrophobic in that. And I was like, wow, that's really, it's good.
Well, what I learned from watching that doc was everything I thought was CGI wasn't, and everything that I didn't realize was CGI was.
Yeah.
A lot of the jumping and all that crowd stuff, that was all real. That was in a real location with a really large group of people. I listened to an interview with Rajamouli where he was talking about his stunt coordinator, Kane Solomon, which is a great.
That's great.
And he was saying like during that whole sequence, he was like, you would think someone would get hurt. He's like, no one got hurt. No one was injured on the whole set. Everything was choreographed. He's like, even like people way off in the distance that doesn't look choreographed. All of it was choreographed, and everyone was handled so well. But yeah, like all the jumping stuff, they have them on wires. Going back to the bridge, they said that they filmed them swinging for 5 days. Crazy.
I mean, a lot of these sequences were like took 60 days to shoot.
Yeah.
Which is wild. And also, like, Rajamouli, have you seen his other films?
Ish.
I love listening to him as a visionary because he's like, if I believe in what I want to present, then people will believe it and follow suit. And I think that's just such a great mindset to have as a creator.
Yeah, I've started his film Iga. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Iga is from 2012. I'll just read you the description. Nani is a flower decorator, madly in love with his neighbor Bindu. He gets killed by the baddie, Sudeep, a powerful businessman. Nani comes back as a housefly to get his revenge.
A housefly?
So it's about a man who is reincarnated as a housefly and must now get his revenge on the baddie. I'm in. I started it one night and fell asleep and then never returned.
Did you get to the housefly part?
I think so. Okay. The other movie that he's well known for is 2 parts, Bahubali, which is like another kind of historic epic, but it's more like medieval type time period. And I've seen a lot of the first one, but I've never finished them. So Raju, he's a traitor, but it's like he's doing it ultimately for a good reason, because he's like trying to start a revolution to like get all of the Brits out. So what did you think about him?
I loved him. I don't know how else. Like I did. I just it's very hard to like. I'm trying my best to talk critically about this.
Yeah.
This is such a big movie, and like you've been saying, like there's a lot of things you can talk about historically and how it was received. And then there's just me who has hard eyes, who's like, this was great and I love it so much. And that there's like so much to say, and then there's so little to say at the same time.
Sure.
But I will say this, like you said, Beehm right off the bat, we kind of get what his mission is.
Yeah.
And for me, it took a little while to understand, like, for Raju to come around, like to understand what his big mission was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once you understand it, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
I get
this is
it.
actually incredibly painful. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't think we see him shoot his own dad until like the second flashback to his childhood.
Yeah.
So even if you start to piece together what's happening, you don't know the full extent of like, oh, this is why he can literally whip his friend because he killed his dad.
Yeah.
You know, like,
right.
Watched his mom and brother and dad all die in the span of like 15 minutes. And all of it was for him getting out to get these weapons. So it's like he is getting these weapons kind of no matter what.
Right. That's his mission.
Yeah. Scott Buxton, I guess is his name.
Mm-hmm. What is Jenny's relationship to the Buxtons?
No idea.
Okay.
No idea. It's never explicitly said that it's their daughter. I think it's just a group of English people living at the palace.
Yeah, it's like she was just visiting or staying with them.
Yeah, something like that. Ray Stevenson as Scott, which I always thought his last name was Scott, and then it turns out it's not.
It's Buxton.
Yeah, whatever. How did you think?
I mean,
how did you feel about him?
I think he did a really good job portraying the person he's supposed to be portraying, but you know what? His wife was worse.
Oh, yeah?
She was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a good actor. I'm not saying like her performance was really good.
Sure.
But she's just evil. They're both evil, but she really terrible.
Yeah, they both have a really, really low opinion of Indian people.
Yep.
So much so, we hear the speech about the bullet being worth more than an Indian life, which is just it's horrible, absolutely horrible, and like really bone chilling. And I thought that they killed Molly's mom at the beginning when they hit her with that branch, and she survives, but it's like they don't think like a quick death. It's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they want to torture. We're going to torture you as much as we can, and let's make you bleed. Oh, you're not bleeding enough? Keep going. I need to see it with my eyes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The wife says later on she wanted to see a pool of blood.
Yeah. There wasn't enough blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The bullet thing it's very upsetting when you think about the math of genocide and slavery. Much has been written about the math of the Holocaust and how do you process as many humans as possible as cheaply as possible. And when you start to deal with people in terms of numbers and their death, I hate to break it to you, but you're an evil fascist. And that I thought was a really simple but effective way, because like Raju's whole thing is getting the guns. Like the guns are this huge barrier between the people who are in charge and the people who are not. So for the people who have all the guns in the world and are like literally hoarding them, to not even think that they're worth using on the people that they're in control of, it's horrible. It's bone chilling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that he didn't get a good enough death.
Oh, yeah?
Honest. Yes.
What would you have wanted to see?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe them like pull his limbs off or something. Something
I thought
like
the
that.
wife got it good.
I mean, that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
So you and I have talked about a lot of different musicals over the few years that we've done this show. And one of the things that always stands out to Western audiences about Indian cinema is that they'll turn any movie into a musical, and there's musical numbers throughout. So I know that you enjoyed this, and I know, you you were really into it. But for you, was it a hurdle or an obstacle when they would just start going into song?
No, like
No?
not at all. It to me, again, this movie's doing everything. I feel this has everything in it. So the fact that we're gonna start singing, sure. And I don't
Yeah.
even mean that as like a passive, like, of course we're doing it. It's like, no, this actually fit for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you either like musicals or you don't here in the States. And it's like, I'm not a musical person. And if you had a movie like Die Hard or John Wick, right, which we've talked about, and Keanu started going into like a very dramatic, heartfelt song about his wife,
I don't
like
want
why do
that.
you think
I don't want it.
but why do you think we wouldn't accept it?
I don't know. I think it's the tone. I think,
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I've also been thinking about this. Maybe because, I was about to say, maybe because Die Hard's not like that over the top. But it
Yeah,
is. But it
but it
is.
is.
But it is. But it's like different over the top. It's so funny. Aunt brought up Die Hard last night when we were talking about it. I was like, oh, maybe I'll put this in my category of like favorite action movie. He's like, you're going to replace Die Hard? And then I was like, he always loves to bring up Die Hard and Rocky. Anytime Aunt could work that in, it's like my favorite movies. To troll me, I'm like, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Like, why wouldn't it work?
I think that what I'm about to say will sound like a negative, and I don't mean it as a negative. I just think it's reality. I think that when we view something as foreign, it's easier for us to kind of break down some of the barriers that we have because it's exotic.
Yeah,
So
I see what you're saying.
You go to another country and they serve you something that maybe you would never eat back at home, but your brain just goes like, it's a delicacy, or like, the phrase like when in Rome, right? I think that when in Rome is a real mindset that maybe not everyone in the world has, but I do think Americans have, where you just you say, okay, sure. Yeah. So that's my answer, is when we look at each other, we have certain expectations, but because we're entering this new culture and a new mindset, as long as you're open, anything can go.
Right.
But if you try to bring some of those elements back into, like, it's always such a bummer when you go on vacation and you have like a really great time and then you come home and you're trying to explain it, and maybe your sister or your brother are like, well, that sounds stupid, or like, or like, oh, really? Oh, you would never catch me eating that. And there's a little part of you that's just like, oh, you don't get it. Like, you weren't there.
Right. Yes.
So I think that that's kind of what takes over.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have a favorite scene?
I think my favorite scene is the bridge scene of when the two of them come together. Up until that point, I felt like I've never seen anything like this before. And so that's where I was like, what is happening? Did that really just happen? This movie is amazing. But I also really very much liked Beehm jumping out of the truck. He's holding two torches and the animals release as he jumps, and it's in slow-mo. What a reintroduction. Hey, Beehm is here. I love it.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
And it's like they introduce us to so many elements that you don't even realize are kind of being built up. One, the animals. Because in the beginning, it's like, he's trying to catch a wolf, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a little image of his journey in the city later, where he's trying to find this girl, not realizing that she's actually in the palace, right? Trying to catch a wolf, actually finds a tiger. So they catch all the animals at the beginning, and then it's just like, what's going to happen with that? Then you see like their little setup for running a trap where like the one guy's in the tree. Then you see the gates, and there's two gates, and they go to great length of saying like, one can't open until the other. So you're like, okay, how is he going to figure out this whole gate thing? Come to find out, he's not. They just they just wait until one of them is open and then ram the other. And yeah, the canvas unfurls, he flies through, and then you just watch a bunch of animals kill a bunch of British people. Wow. And it is like it's the coolest thing you've ever seen.
It's really cool. I never thought that I would enjoy watching people get murdered and mauled
by
to
animals.
death. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm into this. Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
There's a great scene where, again, we're playing on the fire and the water during that battle, where Beehm is standing by a destroyed fountain and all these hoses are flying behind him. I thought that was CGI, and the hoses that he's holding, I thought that wasn't. That was all real and incredibly dangerous because they have these real pipes with heavy hose heads just flopping all around behind him. And then you have Raju, who's got a flaming torch, and behind him there's like a fireworks display going off and exploding all behind. It's so great.
It's so great. What about you? Do you have a favorite scene?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of lame, but like the Natu Natu scene, I cry. Like I cry watching it. It's so overwhelming. I don't cry out of sadness. Like I just cry from like being overwhelmed by the emotions.
Like watching the doc and watching them dance like from a behind the scenes footage, like not while it's on screen, and you're like, oh, like they're actually doing it. Like I don't know how else I can stress this of like they are actually moving at the pace that they are moving.
Yes.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
How?
I think that there's something about modern cameras, and also just that we know so much in film is assisted by CGI.
Yeah.
That I feel like it is hard sometimes to tell. It reminded me of in The Phantom Menace, Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson had trained their lightsaber fight at the end with Darth Maul. They had trained for it so much that when they actually filmed it, they had to slow down because they were able to do it so quickly that, like they were going through the scene too fast. But yeah, it looks amazing, and it looks kind of fake because it's so like inhumanly perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, Natu I think is up there, and then also, like I already mentioned, the piggyback. It's so funny to me, and they play it so serious, but it's hilarious. And then just anytime they're like being friends,
I know,
it's like riding their horse and motorcycle around, like looking at each other and laughing. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you even doing that?
Why are you doing that, you silly gooses?
Yes, like what are you guys doing? And you don't have anything else to do?
Right, and they're friends in real life, these actors.
Oh, that's nice.
Which they have like nice camaraderie, and that always just because I understand that not all actors are friends with one another outside of a movie. I'm not one that's pretty naive, but like after watching this, I'm like, I really, in my eyes, like these people are real.
Right.
They are friends, and they ride a motorcycle and a horse, and they can jump off bridges and stuff. Like, I feel like I'm a child again.
And then the last thing I'll say before we wrap up is just the music, the songs, the music. It's all incredible. The first thing that you texted me was, how would you describe it?
I don't even know. It was like
it's people singing, but it's like
yeah,
like that rapid fire. I can't do it.
No.
It's like yeah, it's like mind.
And that was in the beginning. I'm like, so you see those two disclaimers, and then you hear that, and you're like, what am I going into? What am I? And I just saw the dancing sequence. I have no idea what I'm about to watch.
Right. But it's so incredible. And like that, like the pace that they're
so
doing that at in that opening song, it's like, it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
But yeah, every number is great. All the music is great. And the composer who's writing the songs, again, if you watch the documentary, I just like fell in love with this guy. Like I just loved him so much, and he had such a good story. And they win Best Original Song at the Oscars, and he sings the song On Top of the World by the Carpenters, but he changes the lyrics. And then Richard Carpenter sends him a video where they change the lyrics to be about him and his team. And in the doc, he's like, that was better than winning an Oscar. Like, to hear from Richard Carpenter.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So this movie was made for $72 million, goes on to make 166 worldwide, 96 on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.2 on Letterboxd, 83 on Metacritic. This is not in the Criterion Collection yet. Unfortunately, Roger Ebert passed away, so we do not have a review from him. And the production of this was years and years because of COVID, and also because, like you said, they were literally like filming sequences for weeks and weeks on end.
Yeah.
I did have a question for you, though. You are smaller than me.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Do you, what do you mean maybe?
Okay. I don't know. Am I like...
Are you smaller than me?
I was thinking... Never mind. I was thinking like height-wise, like not that much.
Yes, height-wise. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
all right. Okay, continue.
How tall are you?
I'm like right under 5'5".
Okay, then yes, I'm taller than you.
Okay.
That was not the point of my question, but since you brought it up.
Are we going to do double human?
No.
Oh.
Sure, but yeah, sure.
You're on top, though.
Get some, oh gosh, yeah. That would be
Imagine
pretty
that funny visual, though, if we could Photoshop it.
Well, so my question to you was, do you get piggybacks ever?
Yeah. So Aunt and I used to do double human.
Okay.
To freak out my golden retriever. He hated double human. And so we would just like run around the house like, and he just always freaked out. Not that I endorse freaking out your pet, but his eyes would like bulge out when we became a double human. Yeah. I like piggybacks. I mean, I like being the passenger.
The piggy on the back.
The piggy on the back, yeah.
Yeah, see, because for me, like, I haven't had a piggyback in...
I bet Andrew could give you a piggyback ride.
We need to find...
Andrew.
Hey, if you're out there and you're very tall and you could carry me around, I'll do a piggyback.
I would love to see like a little Seth on like a really, really tall person.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be like a fun little psych. And you just have to wave.
Yeah, I don't want to be sitting on the shoulders.
No. That's too much. Yeah. That's too much.
Just arms around your neck.
Yeah.
Leaning my head on you.
Yeah.
Whispering directions in your ear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Andrew, we should make that happen next time.
All right, let's get into our happies and crappies.
It's time for happies and crappies. Happies and crappies. It's time for happies and crappies.
All right, so my happy is just the whole idea of like becoming best friends with someone after saving a kid from a burning train wreck, and then instantly having like the biggest bond in human history, and like your friendship being just as powerful as like the hatred of the British Empire. My crappy is at the end, Beehm is like, oh, like teach me. And that's kind of where we end. And in reading about some of the politics behind RRR and how like this is basically like, Indian propaganda, right?
Yeah.
And India right now is going through a real period of like conservative Hindu far right dominance, and it's not great. So a big criticism that I saw was like Beehm, even though they're kind of neck and neck, Beehm is always kind of like the sidekick, and making the Hindu character over the Muslim character, and all the times that Raju kind of like takes pity on him or like shows him stuff, that all kind of rings differently.
Yeah.
And so I always thought that was a weird place for him to land on.
Yeah.
And then after reading all of it, I was like, oh, now it really sticks out like a sore thumb.
My happy is friendship, and that these two have. I love it. My crappy is Sita gives Beehm the letter from Raju to read about the whole plan, and then the letter flies out and becomes litter. So that's my crappy.
Oh my God. Don't litter in front of Michelle. Don't do it. I have another happy, which is Alia Bhatt in the final dance number, where they're basically like, hey, India, we're great. And look, we did this thing. And here's all these freedom fighters from the past. And they're acknowledging all the different people groups who contributed to their liberation. I love that dance number. That also makes me cry. I have no idea about any of this stuff. And I'm just like, this is great. You are all superheroes and no one can stop you, India. Like,
I know.
Like, you know, that's my very foolish take on it.
Yeah.
But her in that sequence, I love every single moment that she's on the screen. At one point, they do a really quick close up of her and they throw glitter. It's great. So she's also my happy. And they filmed this in Telugu and she did not speak the language.
Yes.
So she had to perform like not really knowing what she was saying.
Yeah.
So extra props to her for that.
Yeah.
We have some friends online, what they thought. Andrew.Corns over on Instagram said, peak bromance, peak fun. God, I love this movie so much.
Yes.
Over on Twitter, Paul Muad'Dib at Trigraptor says, like probably many other Westerners, this was the movie that opened up Indian cinema for me. Big, bold, violent, and driven by the chemistry of the two leads, it's hard to beat. I definitely recommend the Bahubali films for those seeking more SS Rajamouli epicness. Arthur, Free Palestine watermelon emoji, red triangle emoji, at Arthur_Ant18 says, what an over-the-top and heartfelt piece of Tollywood cinema, not Bollywood, which is a popular misconception here. This remains one of my favorite movies of 2022, especially with the true companionship that gets me rooting for these two warriors. The songs are infectious too.
Well said.
Stu World Order at SWO Productions says, my favorite movie of the 2020s so far.
Wow.
It's breathtaking and amazing, and a phenomenal way to get into Bollywood, Tollywood, etc. Rimsha at Indian Maharaja.
Hello.
Which I've always told her, like, how did you get that? That handle?
Yeah.
Like, you're so lucky. I had said that we're talking about Indian films this month, and so she says, if you need to know which ones are adapted from Hollywood, I shall drop my list here. And then she dropped this list of Indian films adapted from Hollywood films.
Oh.
And there's one that is based on Back to the Future.
What?
Yeah. So if you
please
guys
send me that list.
Yes. So if you guys are listening to this episode and you watched RRR and you're like, I want to check out some more Indian movies, Rimsha has provided maybe a good access point for you because you'll be already kind of be familiar with the story. And there's a lot on this list. So yeah, go over to Twitter and check it out. And I will put a link to the list in the show notes.
Thank you, Seth.
So those are some people that we do know. Now we go to a segment of the show where we hear from people that we don't know. It's called Half Star, 3 Star, 5 Star. Half Star, 3 Star, 5 Star. All right, so these are reviews from letterboxd.com, which is a website and an app where you can log, rate, and review movies. We start with a half-star review, which is the lowest rating that you can give a film. And we go all the way up to a 5-star review, which is the highest rating that you can give a film. And I do the half-star review in an accent. No, I will not be doing an Indian accent, you racist people out there. So I don't know what to do because...
Well, you could do British because, that seems to be okay for you. Or how about Rocky or Kermit? Like, imagine Rocky watching this movie. And Rocky would be like, I could take on a tiger.
Rocky wouldn't be able to say the name of this movie. Hey, Adrian, I just came from the theater and saw that movie. Oh. What movie, Rocky? Oh. What are you... Rocky, are you okay? Adrian, I'm trying to tell you. I just came in. I says Rajamouli's new...
Rajamouli.
latest feature. You know, he was that guy who made Ega about the ant, the fly that wanted to kill that bad guy that I like so much. Anyway, he's got his new movie. Okay. Half-star review read by Rocky Balboa. Please stop liking RRR ironically. If that's what people are doing, this is an altogether terrible film. It's not even a film. It's an excruciating, mind-numbing, 3-hour-long music video or trailer full of style moments and music cues disguised as a film. Congratulations, Internet. You tricked me into going against my instinct and watching this atrocious monstrosity. I'm baffled. Totally and utterly baffled by how much Western audiences are loving this. There's so many better movie films that showcase Indian cinema. It's almost embarrassing that RRR is the one that broke through.
Thank you, Rocky. So sorry. Wow.
He's mad.
He's real mad. A music video.
Yes. Excruciating.
Wow.
The internet tricked this person into watching this movie. I'm not really baffled that this broke through because this is everything Americans like about movies.
Right.
Just turned up to 11. Right. Do I agree that this is like the best Indian movie ever? No.
Right.
Should more people know about other better movies? Yes. But hey, if you're new to this game of movie loving, it ain't the quote unquote best movies that make it to the top. It's the ones that general audiences respond to, and those movies are fine too.
Right.
All right, 3-star review says, it is possible for this movie to not be as good as the immense hype claimed, and also that it reinvents the cinema of the spectacle and reinvigorated my zest for life.
Very nice.
5-star review says, the expressive and overwhelming emotion on Beehm's face when Jenny says, we have a girl staying with us, Molly, hits me hard every time. People often praise the action and spectacle here, but it's carried by 2 performances that are just electrifying.
Well said, yes.
And I agree. If you just turn this into a wham, bam, slam, rapid fire, siege movie, this isn't quite a siege movie, but it is, breaking into the castle. But you take away all the other stuff, sure, it would be cool, but I feel like it's cool on a different level.
Absolutely.
This movie really invites us into like love and love, friendship, and caring for one another. When Raju is in the underground cell and Beehm is looking for him, and then they start following each other's beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.
So good.
And, I think there's a lot to say there about being in a friendship where when one person is kind of down and out and the other person can kind of hear them and find them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just a lot of great stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We rate a movie as a schmovie, a movie, or a film. We rate it 1 through 5 stars and give our final thoughts and recommendations. Now, neither of us won last week.
I don't think so. Batman and Robin, remember that delight?
Man, what a difference, huh? Movie about 2 superheroes.
Seriously,
right?
Yeah.
Night and day.
Yeah.
That was still a fun episode, though.
It was fun.
All right, you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. So I wrote down that you were going to rate RRR 4.5-star film.
Okay. No.
Okay.
This is a 5-star, and I want to propose a new rating system.
Okay, sure. We just had the schmusical added last month.
Well, here's the thing. To me, this is a movie schmovie film all in one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are elements of all 3, but really, I think we should have movie schmovie film schmusical or RRR.
So you're proposing that this gets its own rating? Its own rating?
Its own rating. And we'll see if one
So
day...
this is a 5-star RRR?
Yes.
Okay.
I
definitely didn't guess that for you. So
I have been thinking about this since I watched it, and Aunt and I have been going through different iterations of this, how this could work. We were drawing Venn diagrams of how it could all intersect, and I was like, I think our art, it just has to be its own beacon, its own pillar.
Okay. Perhaps you are starting to build Mount Rushmore. And so may I propose for you that this begins top one spot of your Mount Rushmore, and we'll see what else makes it.
Well, like in what way? What do you mean by that?
Well, it's like,
Give me
Hall
an
of Fame
example.
movie. There isn't one. You're creating a whole new thing.
No, like, well, everybody has a different Mount Rushmore. What would yours be?
I don't do that.
Oh my God, Seth, you're so annoying sometimes. It's like, I'm going to give you the idea, but I don't partake in it. No. Okay.
There's too many.
All right. So for you, I also wrote down a 5-star film movie schmovie.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, you're covering a lot of bases.
No, it has a little bit of everything, though.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to say this is a 4.5-star movie.
Okay.
And it rules. It's great. It's definitely, like I said, propaganda. And I would encourage everybody to kind of look into that.
Yeah.
I think that this is great. And I would put, here's what I would do. I wouldn't do a Mount Rushmore, but what I would do is I would put this on a list of movies that you must watch either before you die or as you're getting into movies for the exact reason that you said earlier. It's like you see this and now you kind of know what you're looking for, and it can kind of help guide you into a direction of like, I want this.
I mean, maybe. I don't know what we're going to find that's going to be like this. And maybe I actually I don't know what would be close to something like this. Or does this just fulfill a very special spot for me? I don't know, but I didn't answer my part, but I'm recommending this to everyone and anyone. And I always say like, oh, I only am going to recommend to the right audience. No. I think everybody should watch this.
Yep.
And I think everybody will have a good time.
Yes. Yep. Same thing. I recommend this to everybody. It was a real joy. I mean, this movie's over 3 hours long. Like I said, I watched it like 2.5 times. I watched the documentary. I loved being back in this world.
Yeah.
I listened to the score. I'm not a score guy, but I've been listening to the score. It's great. So yeah, recommend it. Does this movie pass the Seth Shell test? The Seth Shell test is our spin on the Bechdel test. We require that a movie must contain something tangible that is impressive, whether choreography, production design, or practical effect, and it must have a runtime that is justified by its content. For me, this is yes on both. I think every part of this looks good, and the choreography is insane. It's nuts what they were able to pull off, and I'm not bothered by the runtime at all. Like I said, I did wonder. I was like, do I run out of steam or does the movie? And I just kind of put it on me.
It's you.
Yeah.
This is also a yes for me. Very much so.
Hey, if we're a yes for you, we love it if you give us a rating and a review wherever you're listening. If you're on Spotify, you can leave us a comment right on the episode. Just open it up, click comment, I'm sure. Something like that.
Yeah.
But hey, if you don't want to do that, you can send us an email, moviefriendspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought about RRR. And hey, maybe tell us some movies that you think we should do this month. Probably not going to do them, but you can tell us anyway. You can also support the show, patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. $5 a month gets you access to all of our additional episodes, ad-free episodes, our patron-only Discord. And you know what? You know how I just said we're not going to do the movies that you said? Well, guess what? If you sign up, you get to nominate movies, and then people vote on them, and maybe we'll do it. So if you're like, hey, there's an Indian movie that I would really like for you to cover, there's still time, but time is running out. Really, it's not. Please just sign up anytime if you listen to this 3 years in the future. You can submit an Indian movie once a month. Who cares?
Absolutely.
The patrons always play by the rules. Sometimes it's like on the border, but no one's ever like, oh, you're talking about cooking movies? Well, here's this completely off the wall random, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. But they always seem to choose ones we would never choose, so.
Right. That's the off the wall part.
Yeah.
But hey, look, yeah, if you're listening to this and we're currently in the middle of disco month, knitting month, maybe, I don't know, Spider month. Wow, Spider month would be good.
Spider month.
Yeah.
And no Spider-Man movies.
If I had said it faster, we would have been jinxing right now. I was going to say no Spider-Man movies. Just, okay. Anyway, sign up, patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. All right. Next week's episode, we're going to be going back in time. Not too far, but further than 2022. We're going to talk about Om Shanti Om from 2007. This is directed by Farah Khan, 169 minutes, and it is streaming on Netflix.
All right.
Yeah, so under 3 hours.
No problem. Have you seen this one?
I have seen this one.
Okay,
yes.
You have. Okay.
And this will introduce the biggest movie star in the world to our podcast.
Wow.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Sweet.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, Seth.
Glad that it all worked out.
Me too.
Yeah.
I can't believe wow. It's just so exciting to love something and be excited about something new that you didn't know was out there.
And hey, thank you very much for listening. And remember, folks, you have the right to work, but for the work's sake only. You have no right to the fruits of work. Desire for the fruits of work must never be your motive in working. Till next week, when we're talking about Om Shanti Om, thank you for listening. Have a good one.
Movie Friends is produced by Seth Vargas and Michelle Rubenstein. Theme music by Jean Marie Vargas. Visit us at our website, moviefriendspodcast.com, and please subscribe and rate our show wherever you are listening. You can support Movie Friends at patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. Thanks for listening.
Incoming. Message incoming. Message to Michelle's inner circle. Remember, kids, only Michelle's inner circle can decipher this week's message. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Message number 1. 83. 73. 65. 87. 76. 73. 33. 90. 73. 73. 66. 74. 86. 64. 33. 69. 55. 64. 43. 73. 57. 53. 64. 87. 64. 54. 46. 53.
Michelle is counting on you. Do not let her down.